I played a Final Fantasy 14. There's not even. Wait a minute. There's not even that many. There's not even that many. Ah. I'm not playing the commons. If you want me to lose for 600 years, I'm not doing that. Oh, that's 19 anyways. Alright, you know what a good way to figure out these cards are? I don't own Y'shtola, but that is one I will play at some point. I'll give you that one. You get that one. What's this guy? Emmet the discard and it flips into the thing? Alright, that's just completely unplayable. What about this one? What have you cast on? Oh, I've seen that one. Don't own that one, I don't think. What's Tonberry? Is it a magic card? Oh, it's not a legendary. Jumbo. Not a legendary. Chocobo, not a legendary. Not a legendary. Alright, so there's one card specifically, and it's just Y'shtola. Like, that's the only one I haven't played that I would play. I don't own it. But if it ever shows up in my my pool of things to play, I'll bust it out. Uh-oh, where'd my card... Wait. Where did the thing I was making go? It's literally not here. Oh, let's do it again. Can we actually play Storm King's Thunder? Huh. Um... What are the fetch lands doing? Yeah. Same as they're always doing. So I can draw... Human? Probably not strip mine. Ujin's Labyrinth. It has to be colorless? Colorless 7-drop might be annoying. Is this possible? All spells having affinity might let this work. Ideas are popping in my head. I don't think I like Lootmonger that much. Brass's bounty. Okay. Forging the sword. Okay. I still don't like this card. To like any capacity. Maybe just put it in for the sake of it though. All artifact lands. Flip a coin. If you win, make a treasure token. Okay. I don't think I've ever seen this card play. No, I saw it played not too long ago. Off stream, someone was playing this. Alright. Well, I get more than Fountain Port. Oh, I'm surprised they've never played that before. Artifact lands. Artifacts in general. Chrome Mox? Maybe. You like the commander? You've been playing it for 2 days? That's interesting. I don't know if you're going the same route I am, but hopefully I endure goodness. Mana rocks count twice, so probably Paradox Engine, probably Endstone. Okay. I like Cityscape. Portal is also interesting. These can pretty easily replace themselves, sometimes even... No, they can't net me mana, but that might be fine. It's weird to not play these. This can actually just cost 0. Most of the time my commander is in play, this will actually cost 0. But there's a ton of these. Might not want to get stuck on the weird stuff that's just not good in general. Palladium Mirror is also kind of weird. Can't discount Kicker. This can count for a lot though. Warren Power Stone. Celestius. I don't know about the 4s. Maybe for now. Kind of iffy about them. But we do have Paradox Engine. I could technically put a ton of stuff on this right when I... It's just not necessary though. I just don't have to play those. Same with Gilded Lotus. Start entering the realm of 5 mana rocks and you're losing me. Okay. I kind of like Portal. Chimil is a layer of protection, but other than that, the discovery is not really that exciting. Yeah, I have Pristine Talisman in one of my first decks ever as a kid. It was a fungus deck. I'm like, huh! And I just... in these slow, jank multiplayer games, it would slowly accrue a nice cushion. Okay, so far I haven't found any reason to play Ujin's Labyrinth. Subject to change. I actually don't like this at 2 mana. I would not play this at 2 mana. I would not play this at 2 mana. Maybe just simply for the sake of Ujin's Labyrinth, I can run just a bunch of random 7s. Like, this is okay. Oh yeah, affinity cards in general outside of my commander. Couldn't matter. This is okay. Sire of 7 Deaths is weird. That's fine. This is fine. I don't know if I like it more than the other one. Harrigas, what are you doing? As you cast this, exile your hand. Draw 3. Each spell you cast has a merge. Creature spells only. Okay, I don't care about that. What are you doing? Swing, attack, 7, instant or sorcery. There are some hilariously scary cards this could do off the top. And oh, it's not colorless though. Alright, I swing with it. What's best case scenario? Okay, best case scenario is actually bad. No, go away. It's only instants and sorceries. It's like just Brass's bounty. Oh yeah, chain the rocks into swords and stuff like that. Get lost, probably just forced. I need ways to not lose to infinite mana dorks, or I could just concede every time I see a turn 1 on a play mana dork. I just kind of just concede. It's not like this is ranked. Don't have enough spells for Stormkin Artist whatsoever at this point. Be gone. I don't like Bone Horde, actually. Could... Why are you a mythic? Wait, didn't I add Mirror Enforcer? Didn't I specifically add this card? What? What did I add? Oh, whoops. What's the other Mirror Enforcer? The frog, like the name of the frog. Oh yeah, Portable Hole. Yeah, Humiliate's alright as well. Okay, I said the frog, but the other frog. Not this one. It's the it's the one that has cycle. Am I tripping? The other frog. The other frog. It's 7 mana, 4/4, has cycling on it. The third frog. If not fourth frog. I don't know where we are anymore. Yeah, Portable Hole, it is an artifact. I do actually like that. I kind of forgot about that. I can have artifact-based removal. Like Glasket, instead of Get Lost, because it's an artifact. But Humiliate is 1 mana. Yeah, we like Hole. We'll probably just not play Get Lost. Well, it's easy to just get rid of something else, actually. These simply cycle. I'm not really sitting on them with that much. Yeah, we're gonna just not play those. I know they're good when I'm doing my thing, but every game I'm not doing my thing, they just replace themselves, which is probably going to be the majority of games. So, okay. Seven mana, 4/4. We're gonna find it. Not Mirror Enforcer, not Frog Mirror Enforcer. It has cycling. Ah, Sojourner's Companion. Sojourner's Companion. Alright, apparently it's just not in Arena. It is the same text box as Mirror Enforcer, except it also has an additional line that gives it cycling. So it's the same exact card with cycling. 7 mana, 4/4 affinity for artifacts. Apparently it is not in the game. Which would explain why, I guess, nobody knew what I was talking about. That's funny. What are our good artifacts? I'm not going to run Skrelv. I could run Skrelv, but I'm not currently going to do that. Chainsaw is actually decent. The same as Glasket, except this kills kind of everything Glasket kills on top of sometimes killing more than that. Corey Steel Cutter's not really what we're doing. What about... the medallions don't discount that much, honestly. I could definitely change that. Ooh. Look. Look. Hear me out. I'm putting this in here. Alright. It's gonna do something. It has to do the thing at some point in my lifespan. So. It has to do it. Defense grid is potentially useful. It's probably easy enough to drop some random nonsense for that card specifically. Red crystal gives haste. Do I care about that? Let's see. No, I don't care about that at all. No. Yeah, I don't even have Ruby Medallion. I'd play that first. I wish this didn't turn them into artifacts, but that's probably fine. This is probably it's slow. It is slow. Sometimes I can't even do it. Also, there's a big chunk of this deck that seeking an artifact's not really that exciting, but it is artifact-like stuff. Alright, I'm not going to run Storm Scale Scion. I probably shouldn't genuinely run Grape Shot either. That's definitely a pipe dream. We can try this for now. Yeah, Oswald is 2, 3. Yeah, Oswald works. No, I don't like any of that text. What was that card that had, Ominous Traveler? It doesn't make artifacts, does it? It just wins, though. This wins? Does it just win? You can't discount colored mana, though, right? So, affinity... Ugh, that's weird. Mana of any type can be used to cast this. No, the affinity for artifacts wouldn't make them free. You still have to invest the mana because affinity doesn't discount the colored portion. So I don't think that works. Do I have Paradox Engine? I mean, if I'm going to run Engine, I might just want to put the Traveler in here anyways. Oh, I do, okay. This is a way to do the Godo thing instantly. I'll say that. I'd probably just want Gamble in general. Technically, the Helm is an artifact as well. Overwhelming Splendor wins the game. I can run tutor cards like Idyllic Tutor that would cost 1. Untapping with my commander is extremely scary. Is there another enchantment? I'm not going to play Idyllic Tutor just for Splendor. Although maybe I can. Full stop. Oh, I can get Summon Bahamut too. Oh, alright. Get Summon Bahamut as well. Hmm. Alright, no Facebreaker. I don't know if I like... Well, again, I still have Ujin's Labyrinth, so... Triumphant Reckoning? Well, I don't own it. I don't mill myself or anything like that, so I don't really care for reckoning. Yeah, again, I don't mill myself. I don't know why I care about this. I mean, if my opponent blew up my stuff, the game's over. I don't really... I'm not gonna reanimate my stuff with some weird card that doesn't do anything until I have cards in my graveyard. I'm still interested, sort of, in Faithless Looting. Oh, this doesn't do anything anymore. Alright, yeah, I didn't end up finding enough to do with it. Affinity with Banefire is quite scary. Flick a coin is funny. That's not... So it just cycles itself, though. I don't know why that matters. I don't have to play a card like that. Oh, Pirate's Pillage. Whoops. There you go. Mizzix's Mastery. I say it's not easy to flip a Johnny. I'm also not running Lightning Bolt. Which is probably wrong, unfortunately. Though there might just be no room for it. Okay, I think the 7 mana Affinity Enforcers are just not worth it. They go under Ujin's Labyrinth, but that's really about it. Cast them on turn 3-ish or something, and I have this 4/4. Could matter. But not really for my commander's discount purposes. I don't think these matter. So, feels kind of bad, but I'm just not going to play with them right now. This has to die to matter, so I don't really care too much about it. It's good, but it just has to, like, die. Otherwise, it's not doing anything. So, like, in a turn, I'm trying to go crazy. I'm not killing it on that turn I cast it. Plunder is random. Oh, not Plunder, I mean, oh, yeah, this thing. This thing is just like a treasure token, I guess. Oh, I thought I put in the heist dude. I guess I didn't put the heist guy in here. Okay. Big Splendor? What? When a non-token artifact enters, so not treasure tokens, create a colorless artifact that I don't have any means of sacrificing, but that hardly matters. So all of my non-token artifacts come with another artifact. Do I need that? Maybe. Well, I don't need it, but, like, is it good? Let's say I play that turn 2, which is kind of weird, because I'd rather play one of these turn 2 every single time. Like, if it was between this and Arcade Signal, I think you're always casting this. But let's say I just bit the bullet and cast this. Then what? Play, like, Lantern, get a munition token. Vessel, get a munition token. Let's say it gets 2 or 3. I cast my commander. Affinity's at 3. I guess? There's like 5 cards that have the ETB damage. It's infinite with Sami and 3 artifacts? What? I don't know. What? I don't know. How? Goblin Engineer? Oh yeah, what does this do? Yeah. Three or less? Can actually probably make that work. Oh, you said Spender. I thought you said Splendor. I typed in it. Wait. There it is. I thought you said Splendor. Like, I thought you were referring to Overwhelming Splendor. So 3... Okay, there is no fail rate from the draft. You can't fail by getting unlucky. It's a combo, I guess, right? Oh. So we need our commander, both of those cards, and 3 artifacts. Yeah. Alright. Loving those odds. Or we could just play Godo and win. But I guess that is technically something we could form a critical mass of. We do have Gamble. I also have Idyllic Tutor, and this is an enchantment, so there's like these, you know. Wait a minute. Wait a minute, hold on. Wait, what is it? What are we actually doing? I didn't realize that. What does this do? I didn't put that together. Is it infinite mana? Not quite. Is it infinite card draw? What is it? What is all of this even doing? Let's say we're doing it. We have all the artifacts, we have this, we have the enchantment. Commander's in play. Somehow all of this has happened, our opponent hasn't done anything. We're looping this. Attacked or blocked, doesn't do anything, doesn't do anything, doesn't do anything. Sure. Doesn't do anything. Discard a card. Has on tap, P2 doesn't do anything. Alright, so Prophetic Prison can draw cards. Oh, you're just stacking the munitions. Alright, yeah. Alright, fair enough. I was about to say, what are we actually doing? Yeah, we're sacking the munitions. Alright. I see. Yeah, you don't need to draw any cards like that. Okay, so... Yeah, we can try it. It's like kind of insane, but it's a thing that can happen. Do I have... No, I don't. What's it called? Uh-oh. Forge? Mystic Forge? I'm gonna want that card. So Lam can win on its own. Godo can do it. Technically Breaker can do it. I don't really want to make room for the when an artifact enters, you deal 1 damage to your opponent thing. I just don't care about that. Same with gaining life. I just don't care about that. Ominous Traveler with mana in Paradox Engine. So we have like all the red-white combos in here, essentially. That's a good sign. What is Palladium Mirror doing? Yeah, the same as this. Do I have Buried Treasure? I do. I probably the Discover's alright. I can hit anything, but I can also hit just awful stuff with it, but you can just put it to your hand, I guess. How many lands do we have in here? 40? Mana curve is quite low. How many mana sources? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... Okay. Okay. 50-50. We just need 1 4-mana mana rock? Why is that? I feel like it's kind of all or none. I don't know what the first one's doing. Yeah, I don't know why I would only have 1 of them. Unless I just want to make room. Do I need them is the question. I really don't think the first one's doing anything. Or you know, like, the only having 1. I mean, we have castable Eldrazi. So, like, let's say we play Celestius on turn 3. The Guardian Idol, Celestius, untap land. That's 1, 2, 3 lands. No, it's actually 4 lands. Land nothing. Land mana rock. Land mana rock. Land. So the 4 mana artifacts aren't super crucial in the curve that involves playing these. Might just be easier to play the more 3 mana rocks. There's a ton of options with the 3 mana ones. So. Do I need Meteor Golem is mostly free when my commander shows up. I still like Brass's bounty. I think it's hilarious that it can actually just kind of go crazy there. There is a world where I... actually, not really. No, never mind. Alright, I'm just not going to run Get Lost for the sake of more interesting things. I kind of need my turn 2 to always be a mana rock, which is unfortunate, but that's kind of where I'm feeling. I could just get rid of Ragavan. I don't have a lot of ways to guarantee Ragavan getting in there on the play or draw. It's also, for the most part, a really bad top deck later in the game. It's just kind of one of that. Those that you have a turn 1 or you don't kind of cards. I'm over it. We don't have... Okay, we kind of have ways to actually cast this, but I also kind of don't have... I can't guarantee that I can cast this. We have like one... There's 1 or 2... How many lands? Oh, there's some colorless lands, like Ancient Tomb. This doesn't do it, that does. This doesn't. This does, this does. Palladium Mirror. Chromatic Lantern doesn't. Yeah, I could kind of struggle to actually cast that. It does have a start of game ability. Does that make me like it more? I don't have a lot of experience with that card. I don't feel like it's that crazy. Eugene? Oop. Wait. Did I misspell it? Oh, Ujin. You guys are being stupid. I'm like, is that a Final Fantasy character? Ujin? Let's see. Let us see. Let us see. If we put these in, what does it look like? Yeah, we're getting universes beyond cards. You can't. The nicknames. We're running out of nicknames. Other brands are stealing the nicknames. Like there's 5 Final Fantasy Eugenes. come Spider-Man set, we're gonna have like 6 Peters. Anyways, what is this doing? All right, we discount colorless spells, but our commander already sort of does that, right? Our 6-mana play ideally is this, not this. So I don't really care about this. I wouldn't say it's bad, though. Is Ujin's Labyrinth specifically creatures? I have to read it for the 6th time. Nope. Yeah, I don't know if this is great. This is making treasure tokens, which is what I kind of like. Do I need it? I don't know. But it does technically leave behind artifacts to discount. I don't have to crack the treasure tokens. It's kind of why I think it's interesting. It is slow and not as good as War and Power Stone, but I don't have War and Power Stone every game. I don't know. I could see myself easily taking it out, though. What was the other thing we're looking at? This. Yeah, we can probably run Ujin. We can probably run this. I like this one. No Fire Mines Vessel. The other ones can net mana. When I play them with... oh, no, Key to the Archive can't, because it enters tapped. These net mana. Yeah, we don't technically need this. Could play the... No, I don't think I'd play the 6-mana one. But we could probably get away without Fire Mines. And this could just genuinely be a mana rock. Actually, maybe it just should be. If I end up figuring that out. It could just be a 3-mana mana rock. I kind of forgot that there's like 800 mana rocks at 3 mana. I just don't play most of them because they're just too generic and don't really just like play the really good ones. I'm gonna still run Esper Sentinel. Collector's Vault. Draw, discard, treasure. We have Goblin Engineer. Did I end up putting Faithless Looting in here? I did. Okay. Sure. I could just play it instead of Faithless Looting, because I have to make room for cards. Oh boy. Eesh. Still really like Faithless Looting. It's particularly good when I can get rid of the junk in my hand. Now, let's just try without it. I'm going to just try without it. Same with Fable. The 2/2 can severely struggle to get in more than once. And then I don't care about the rest of it. So I can, again, just play a mana rock that's an artifact. And just skip the the Fable nonsense. But Fable is... it's not a bad card or anything. Oh, Tana with the resub. 3 months. I'd say welcome back, but you never left. Or apparently, I guess you did 3 months ago. I hear a lot of streamers say welcome back. It's like, oh, 14 months, welcome back. So I don't think they left. They've been here for a year. So that was a strange sentiment. Just simply go down to plains. Not quite there yet. Not quite on the shave land department. Almost. Let's see. What if... No, I'm not going to do that. One card from 4 stacks? Huh? Blood Moon? Blood Moon? Winter Moon's an artifact. Well, we have Wildcat, that's also an MDFC. I mean, I'm not necessarily a 40 land truther or anything. The farther back in time you go, the less lands I had in every deck I played. Honestly, the older a format gets, the less lands you need in any given deck. So, I've kind of gone backwards. I've added more lands in each video than less. Could probably get away with like 38 lands, honestly. No Witch Enchanter included. Yeah, I could just do this and that, maybe. Helps a little. What do you mean, unable to redeem? Huh? Oh, that was weird. Hopefully I didn't consume 2 of them. I've never seen that in my life. Bum, bum, bum. No, I mean, Ujin's Labyrinth is just free. It's just a land. I'm not... Right? It does... I mean, it taps on its own, right? Yeah, it taps on its own. That's fine. I can just run this. That's just fine. It's the same exact thing as Darksteel Citadel, except sometimes it taps for 2. So that stays. But Devourer can probably go. I don't care about its start of game. I don't really care about what it does on cast either, honestly. And the true colorless can genuinely make it uncastable, so I can see myself dropping that one. Bump, bump, bump. This is gonna stay in until I win with it. Just like the last 10 red decks. Let's see. How many mountains do I have? I actually do not. Okay, I did not think of this. I don't have 35 mountains. Kind of tragic. Would I do it for 7 mountains or 5 mountains? Is red my favorite color? Nope. That would be black. Probably. Probably black. Ugh. Another issue is it actually has triple red on it, so... Is it basic mountains only? No, I can get rid of Sacred Foundry. Man, I just want it to work. It's not fair. What if I dropped all my planes specifically for that card? MDSC lands do not count towards your land count for the shuffler? What? I don't believe that at all. I was the first time hearing of that. I don't think this format has... There is one format that has a shuffling bias because they said it had it, where like you always start with 3 lands or 2 lands, but this is not that format. You can easily have hands where you have no lands. I don't know what kind of decks you play that somehow that's never happened to you, but yeah, I guess I just don't have enough mountains, if ever there was a reason to not play it, but damn it. Damn. You don't need a white source for Chain of the Rocks. It enchants mountains. You don't need a white source for it. Alright, well, I found a 99. I must consult the Rowan Oracle real quick. Okay, everything is fine in the Red Storm department, I guess. Wait, what? This technically counts. It's the only card in the game. Yeah, alright. This is this just better than... What's the mirror? It's the red mirror. Yeah, we can play this instead of some other thing that costs more mana that does something similar. Palantir is definitely slow, especially when I'm trying to explosively win the game, and this doesn't help me ramp. I'm going to try to not play Palantir. I can also sometimes randomly mill things that I'd rather not mill. What's the red mirror? Silver mirror is like the cool one that's blue. The art is awesome. But what is the red one? Iron? Is it Iron Mirror? I think it's Iron Mirror. That's my guess. That's my take. But I'm not going to play with Blood Moon for now. I'm not going to bother. There's just so many Tifa players. It doesn't do anything against most of the colorless decks. It also, a fair amount of the time, doesn't work too well against anything that has green in it, even if it has a bunch of non-basics. Because green doesn't really care what you do at all. So, it's definitely an all-in scam card. I just haven't had a lot of success in the past month or so with it, and the space set hasn't helped me. Yeah, I wasn't sure if it was Rust Mirror or like Crumble Mirror or something. Yeah, it's Iron. All right, Iron, Silver. I'm not even gonna try to talk about the other three because I don't know. All right, we hit exactly an hour, so we're good. We did it. We can stop streaming. Alright, we're here with Sami, Wildcat, or Sami? Sumi? Sushi? Wildcat Captain, 6 mana 4/4, double strike vigilance, don't care about that. Spells you cast have affinity for artifacts. So you play artifacts, and then you play this, and then you have an insane discount, just like Rowan has a discount for all of your spells, right? The only downside is this costs 6 mana, and most of the time when you cast it, I don't think you're going to go crazy that very turn, unless you wait it pretty heavily to get to that point. It's a 6 mana must answer threat, which means good luck. You know, this isn't Vivi. You're not playing it turn 2 or turn 3 with a Mox. You're just not doing that. And then untapping with Vivi, with counterspell protection, spell, all that jazz. This is nowhere near the same department of that as that. But it's kind of funny when it works, so I'm going to try. I don't have a lot of faith in that ability. But if it doesn't work out, we're at least playing a ton of mana sources so that when it inevitably does not work out, I can cast giant scary things. I have a fair amount of combos in here. We have, like, obviously the Gilgamesh Godo thing. What's funny about this is playing Helm of the Host actually discounts other things because it acts as a mana rock, so it actually kind of has use. Treasure tokens don't have to be cracked to maintain affinity discount. Oswald is just value for days. Lom is sort of a self-contained combo card. You don't have to cast many spells after you've played this to just immediately win. There's Underworld Breach. There's Splendor. I have a weird one. Weapons manufacturing into... what even is it called? I can't even remember now. Big Spender. So you can sack the munitions with your commander and a bunch of artifacts to, I guess, deal munitions damage infinitely. You need half your deck in play for it to work, but it's here. I do like weapons manufacturing as just a thing to do. I still don't know if it's the right play on turn 2 instead of something like Arcane Signet, which I feel like I have to play basically every single game, is ideally some kind of mana rock, but maybe you can get away with it with this card. But the munitions do cause affinity discounting, so there's something there. Yeah, Paradox Engine, One Ring nonsense. So yeah, it's got all the artifact combos in it. It's hard to form a critical mass of cards with, like, spamming this kind of effect over and over, and also do anything else. So I don't have, like, a ton of this, but there isn't a ton to choose from. I was looking at my black-red Rowan deck, because that's sort of doing the same thing, just to see what the red side of things were. But without the black tutors, if we had a ton of black tutors, we would... or just tutors in general. I know there's some, right? You have, like... I don't care about this, but you have, like, this thing, Search for Glory? You know, this costing 1 mana with your commander is pretty neat, and then you find... Wait a minute, hold on. Wait, this might actually be a good idea. Oh, no. I found another card I have to make room for. I think that's actually good, because it can find Paradox Engine. It can find the One Ring as well, I believe, yeah. Oh, shoot. Alright, my bad. Look at me. Found a good card. But, yeah, stuff like that is interesting. Well, what about this? This finds Overwhelming Splendor, but I already have Idyllic Tutor, and this doesn't really find any equipment other than the Helm of the Host, which I'm not really doing anything with. But, yeah, that's kind of the idea of what this deck wants to do. So, let's make room for Search for Glory and then play the game. How do we do that? I'm not going to run Snowlands for it, though, out of spite. Yeah, if they get exiled, they still just happen for some reason. Your opponent fired off your munitions when they exile them. Don't ask me how. Some people pronounce it like your name, Sami. Well, it's either Sami or Sami. Samut, the Egyptian one, Amenket, even. Yeah, it's a must-answer threat, but that doesn't mean you get to untap with it because it's a 6-minute must-answer threat in a turn 3 format. Need to get rid of a card. Can we be dumb and just remove a land? And then complain that I never draw lands? I'm going to keep Idyllic Tutor. Underworld Breach with Idyllic Tutor is valuable. Oh. Oh! Oh, I got my weekly Tuesday text. I'll have to be right back. Which works out. Alright. I expect someone to tell me what card I should take out by the time I'm back. Alright, be right back. Alright, I'm back. Am have returned. The 4-mana obelisk? I don't think I want to do that. You ran protection spells with this? How? It costs 6. You cast it, and then you don't have any mana left up. If you're leaving up mana to leave up a protection spell, you have to have the protection spell. Cast this at 7 mana? I don't... It's already hard enough to get away with what this is trying to do. Just adding a layer of bad cards so it sometimes matters. It just doesn't... I'm going to get rid of Gold Span Dragon. I actually kind of just don't like it here. Same with Rowan. I took it out of Rowan for kind of the same reason. Or it was taken out at some point. Maybe it isn't anymore. 60 card Foundations in the last 3 standard things. Alright, maybe I might actually entertain that midweek at some point. Who knows? Okay, well, I didn't expect the mirror, like, ever. Esper Sentinel feels extremely useful here, assuming my opponent's doing anything that I'm doing, and it immediately looks like they are. Alright, well, they're on the play, and they're way ahead of me already. Excellent. Alright, one of the best possible draws, at least. Sort of. Oh. Forgot about the air conditioner. Yeah, just don't cast it at 6. Yeah, that'll help. Just cast it even later. So this thing, treasure token. Yeah. Apparently my opponent has something that's castable here. No idea what it is. I have no card that does anything to stop this. I feel like I don't really have anything I can do at all. I'm just going to cast this and hope they don't win. Which is probably completely impossible. But if I untap, we're kind of happy, I guess. It's extremely unlikely, though. That is not overtly winning the game. Okay. Looking pretty good here. So... they still have protection, though, so... I can't Madness 6. I can't actually Madness at all. Yeah, I'm gonna get rid of... Alright, what is this doing? I can cast... How many artifacts do I have? 1, 2, 3. I have 3 artifacts. Paradox Engine with 1 mana rock. Okay, let's try to use this. I forgot about the Ornithopter. I'm gonna get rid of... I'm actually gonna keep that. Okay. I can't target my opponent, so that doesn't... that's a wash. I can discard it on my opponent's turn, but also kind of not doing anything. Okay, that's castable. Loot again. Castable. Okay. We're just gonna go in that direction then. I ran out of mana. Alright. Made a good show of it, I guess. Doesn't kill me, doesn't kill me, doesn't kill me. Easily go down to whatever health total, because the stone puts me back to 13. Wow, both of us have just not got there yet. It feels exceedingly unlikely that this is how this would be panning out right now. They do have the ring, though, and I can't interact with their commander. So, here, just target the Ornithopter. I don't know if I can safely go down to... three? Cracking the Prismatic Vista? Okay. That doesn't save you from roping. You still have to float it. Which I could move to the next phase so my opponent's not floating, but I'd rather not skip combat if it matters. And it could actually matter, so... Alright, we basically have omniscience. Can discover 5 as well at some point. Alright, that exiles Glasket. I don't know if that matters, but we can technically exile Glasket. I don't need the Esper Sentinel. I mean, I don't really have anything to exile with Ujin, but it's here. Not gonna lie to you, I did not expect... My opponent had a lot of opportunities to do something, and to be fair, they can still win this. I don't have the win. I definitely don't have the win here. I still have to find it. Mystic Forge is really good. Alright, they're over it. My opponent won the early game, had 2, if not even 3, opportunities to win, and then they never did. I never felt like I was really in it, but yeah, I guess there's a fail rate. Some of the cards they're playing were a bit odd. Like this one is a really heavy-handed requirement to do what it wants to. And, I mean, there's honestly a chance I don't win still. It isn't likely, but I can still just fizzle out and have nothing happen. Like, that's still a possibility. Not super likely, though, and yeah, really nice, I guess. Look at that. I did not expect to win that. This is the best this card has ever been, that's for sure. It was kind of just better than the One Ring here, but that's not totally true. Because all it really was Paradox Engine. If it wasn't for the engine, I wasn't exactly doing any of this anyways. So, maybe it's more about engine than it is this. But it's kind of, in this juncture, another form of the One Ring. Just way slower. Cool. Neat. I won the mirror. Look at that. When was the last time that happened? We won a mirror. I've never played against this ever, and we just beat it, so... What would I gamble for? Honestly? Kind of nothing. Lightning Bolt? Does anything matter? Whatever. This is slightly better. Oh, I didn't lose it. I did lose the card I'd rather not lose, but... What are you gonna do? Oh, alright. I have a sorcery speed answer. Always take that. They're contemplating if they want to keep this under that. That's not good. They're reading Beseju. I bet that's what it is. What is reading Beseju? You have to use it immediately. Can't wait. Oh, it was not Beseju. Okay. Still a little weird, but I guess it certainly works. I was kind of hoping it was Beseju. Well, I did as much as I could possibly do. So, I don't know what you want from me. And then perfect fetch land. Well, even better. Land off the top. Excellent. Do you not have lethal? It feels pretty obvious if you have lethal or not. I guess they don't. Okay. I'm gonna play around giant growth. I don't know. So red, play this, lose the game. Cool. Very fun. I'm glad all those answers we had totally mattered. Technically could have played swords at a different time. That doesn't really feel good at all, but it could have saved me. Not very likely. Haven't you heard? Tifa's bad. Apparently this is a tier 1 commander. I don't know. Oh, well, we were here all day yesterday. But I suppose we actually have castable cards this time, unlike yesterday. Yeah, that's fun. Cool. My opponent has 7 mana, turn 2. Alright. Sure is enjoyable. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, yeah, is it 7? Yeah, they have 7. And then they have 8 next turn. I have literally no recourse. I wonder if we just run sweepers. As an argument, sweepers aren't even fast enough. Like, actually, yeah, most games I played against green so far, sweepers would not have actually saved me. Man, this Emrakul really likes me. We don't have a turn 2 play on the draw. That's just not possible. Okay, we can get rid of Cityscape Leveler? It might actually matter. Let's just get rid of this card. This might actually be castable. And just try to blitz with literally anything else. Oh look, it's one of the 3 on the play again. Isn't that crazy? Aren't you all stricken? This is the same as cracking this. I'm just going to crack this to draw slightly less lands. Double red? Sure. That worked out. That's a card. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Play that. So 1, 2, 3. Played this. Have 1 left. Lose the game. I don't. Whatever. Play that. Do this. Oh my goodness! I can cast this. Unbelievable. I can't describe to you on how unlikely that was. And birds doesn't kill me quite yet. It does with a fetch land? That's not a fetch land. Okay. That's not a fetch land. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. We did the impossible. I have no business being in this position right now. Opponent's dead next turn. Let's go to 3 because I don't think it matters. Come on. Come on. Give me something. Okay, that's a card. I guess we can just, play this card. It has haste, which is funny. Okay, well, they're dead next turn. I thought maybe I could do something crazy, but I didn't go crazy with the Forge there. This is the most insane thing to win. Assuming there's no, like, crazy haste threat or something. And it doesn't look like there is, so... This is unbelievable. Alright, it just replaced itself. Oh, they're over there. Okay, oh, I could have just swung. I could have just swung for lethal. I was kind of busy just doing random things to see if I could combo and make something of the rest of this. I had no business winning this game. I had no business winning this game. The things that had to happen for me to come out of it might have just been like 1 in 500. I don't know. I had no business getting to that point in the game. All right. Well, if I had any protection spells in that game, they would have been completely useless. In fact, they would be useless the past 3 games we've played. So that's kind of funny. No, you can't afford to put dead cards in your deck when you're already playing something this bad. It's just not possible. Not possible. Miss Lethal? Did I? I wasn't in the... It was still pre-combat. I just didn't go to combat yet. That's all that happened there. Yeah, paid actor for sure. Definitely a paid actor. Alright. Oh, they mulliganed to 4? Wow. Opponent mulliganed to 4. Didn't even notice. Alright, if they have mana rock, access percent, that looks nice. Garuda usually exclusively plays mana rocks. Oh wow, it's a mana rock. Crazy. So this bad thing into get rid of this card into Splendor, which technically has text on it. Alright. Yeah, we've had 3 games in a row. It's just mono green. Green, 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 green. Okay, drawing again. This is kind of what I expected for this card here. There are things I can draw that matter that are not these 3 cards. I'm not going to play that. Yeah, I'm going to leave up swords because I probably just have to. Wait, what? You... What? Okay. Huh? So play this. Play this. A bit confused why they didn't go for their commander. I'm sure they'll do it now. What? Okay, you got it. Still confused. Suppose it makes some kind of sense. I'm gonna keep the Sacred Foundry in my deck. I don't need it tapped or anything. There's other fetch lands that might want it. It doesn't really matter, but it could. Can I just cast Splendor now? That's jive. I don't know why they didn't go for Garuda. I don't understand. I just don't get it. Now it doesn't do anything. They had 6 mana, right? It's not a companion. It doesn't cost 9 or anything. I don't know why they didn't cast it. Alright. Well, I mean, you got it. They have a bouncing 1/1. I'm going to cast this instead of Ujin, because after I cast it, I can cast Ujin for free. Or almost free. And then probably win. Yep, get wrecked. Get schmeeded. I mean, they did what they aimed to do with that Mole to 5, or Mole to 4, I'm not sure. Like, they did the thing, right? This is what Garuda needs to do. That's why I kept a Esper Sentinel hand, because it has to do this. And then it just didn't cast it. I don't know why. You can't... I mean, you're on a Mole to 5 or 4, you can't afford to... I don't understand. Alright. I don't get it. Can't afford to play around swords. Is that even getting greedy? Why don't you just cast it for the first time? I don't know what the idea of not casting it even is. It doesn't... I don't think it's even a greedy play, it just seems wrong. It, like, just through and through, completely wrong. Alright. Well, it's mono green again. Today and yesterday has been almost exclusively mono green. Yeah, reason number 15 to not play protection spells. Let's see. I'm going to play this because the mono green player has to do something about it, and that is not likely. So... Opponent also played the incorrect... oh yeah, we can get manufacturing. We actually have the big spender. They probably would trade. I'm not going to give them a trade. That would probably be just completely wrong, actually. Yeah, we're about to find out what this does. Okay, that's fine, I guess. The problem here is we're just really far ahead, and nothing they do stops Lom. But we'll see. We will see. I can almost just straight up kill them. I am going to swing. Though there's an argument that I just didn't have to swing. I could have maybe just killed my opponent next turn. Yeah, maybe swinging was wrong. I could have just presented automatic lethal next turn and just had more blockers. Currently, I'm not dead, so... Currently still alive. Don't need him. I don't need him for lethal, so... Oh, I thought I had Mox in here. Whoops. Yeah, the attack was probably wrong, because this is just, yeah. I didn't have to swing last turn. I can easily one-shot my opponent in one attack, so I shouldn't have just taken that risk and done what I did, but... Yeah, we survived the hammer. I'm surprised they went this line. The only reason they did, I guess, is because they just didn't count the damage in total. But if they did, it would have probably made sense to just draw 2, right? Because the other line of the raw 20 is not enough, which was face up, right? My opponent knew how much damage was going to be sent in, so they probably wanted to draw 2. I don't know what you could draw into, but it beats me. Alright, looks like playing Lom was correct. Cute. Yeah, Colossus Hammer, that's crazy. That was a raw equip, too. I just put it on... They just put it on their commander full retail. Wow. Do 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 do. It's a 3-card combo? You need another card, though. You need, like, another card, right? You need your commander, those two, and then, another artifact. Oh, look, mono green. Wow. It's almost like this format's been solved. This hand is certainly not playable. Alright, well, someone has to let me know why Sami is playing against these things, because I clearly don't know. Ornithopter into basically nothing? Well, I don't know. It's got stuff it can do. It's got stuff it can do. Okay, it's the slowest thing I could possibly ask for, so that's pretty cool. But it was still on the fly. It's as slow as it could actually get. Slow as it could get. Doesn't really matter. Nope, it doesn't matter. I'm not gonna get rid of the treasure token. I can do this over the course of 2 turns against mono green because it doesn't really interact too well. And I full stop will do that. I will absolutely do this. This is extremely good, and they just have to deal with it. They have to deal with it. I'm going to force them to deal with it. Alright. You have to kill it. Doesn't do it. Colorless Manosaurus. Alright, I think we got there. I don't think there's anything you can do with 2 colorless cards. I'm not even going to block. Alright, you're wrecked. We did it. We did it. Nice. Oh, they let me keep a samurai. Not, yeah. Get schmeeded. Get trampled. Look at that. Beating mono green on the play, enjoyers. Love to see it. But as you can see, if they went Birds of Paradise turn 1 into Cultivate, we would have just lost. Would have just lost there. Assuming my opponent had, like, the follow-up, and, I mean, the follow-up's in the command zones. Could still maybe beat that, maybe, but I don't really know. I don't know. It's easy to disrupt what I'm doing by just simply playing green. That's not at all playable. This is sort of playable. I don't have a mountain, though. Can make it work. Oh, look, it's green on the play. How many times does it have to happen? How many times does it have to happen? I don't really have a good gamble. I'm not going to gamble. 1 into 3 on the play, chat. No way. It's only been 8 games in a row, including yesterday. Can I do anything else, please? Can I please actually have anything else happen? Like, even if I'm winning, even if I win, like, can I just have a different kind of, like, opponent? It's been 2 days. Literally anything else. Please. Wizards, I'm sorry I upset you with whatever it is I did or said. Can I please have a different thing happen? Again, even if I'm winning, I just want to play against something else. I mean, damn. Oh, I thought they discarded Pock. Like, what are you doing? You're out of your mind. You're out of your mind. It doesn't seem like a lot of people know what Godo does. Are you sure? I don't know if I fully agree with that. I feel like my last opponent probably knew what it did, but they just didn't have an answer to it. When you do it against green, they just don't have an answer anyways. So I don't think I have a read if my opponent has it or not. Alright, well. Opponent has the answer, of course they do. They have a permanent answer, by the way. They can endlessly do this forever, so I can't actually in any way, shape, or form rely on this. And that's probably just game. Right? I could do the 1 ring to buy a turn. but I don't know what it looks like after that. Can gamble for Godo. Okay, we have a Godo out. No, we kind of don't, though, because Godo has to do it at 11 mana. Yeah, we kind of just don't have a Godo out here. What could I possibly gamble for? I have 1, 2... I can actually get Ujin and then just assume I'll draw something good with the Ujin that matters. So, we will see. I mean, this would also involve me not discarding Ujin, obviously. Alright, there's a line. Yeah, this is another game where a board wipe could genuinely be quite useful. Potentially. Could still simply die, because I don't have, like, a good follow-up. Even if I did sweep the board. Like, I don't actually just simply have it because I did that. Alright, let's get rid of Thorn Mammoth. On the off chance I proceed to have more things matter beyond this turn cycle. No way you kill this. No way you can kill this. Okay, I didn't think so. I mean, if it doesn't do anything, I am screwed anyways. And it is currently not doing anything. Not great. Yeah, I can't do anything. Alright. They can kill it now, and I don't have really any recourse to that. I really, really need it to find a spell that was colorless there. Just, like, really bad. And it didn't happen. Let's get rid of you. I'm not quite in the get rid of one ring territory. Oh, yes I am. Yes I am. Actually, yeah, okay. I have to do that. Please swing at Ujin. Damn. Five, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah. Okay. You got it. Alright, well, again, you can chalk that up to turn 1 Llanowar Elves on the play. So, that's actually what caused me to lose the game. Because they cast a 7-mana spell on turn 3. And I lost. I really don't feel like casting a bunch of board wipes is the answer. I just don't feel like that's truly the answer. I just don't. They don't do anything specifically against Tifa because they don't show up in time against Tifa. So I need a mountain. Okay, I have a white source here. I don't have a Labyrinth card, but that's fine. Well, we saw Tifa completely ignore my attempt to kill it 2 times, so I kind of expect something similar this time as well. What am I supposed to do? Am I in, like, what is it? Is this the Twilight Zone? I don't understand. I mean, I get it's a solved format, but I mean, damn. Maybe we just got to play a different format. Maybe I got to take a break. I don't know what to tell you. Am I tripping, or is it just like 5 games in a row, mono green on the play with a 1-drop? Like, I don't... Am I losing my mind? Am I antipsychotics? Are they actually just sugar pills? What's going on here? Yeah, the green zone, the green twilight zone. I don't get... Alright, there's no green this time. That's cool. It is kind of aggressive, though. It's on the play, not great. Tap land, I can survive that. I have the mana to cast my commander. I have a good follow-up, too. It's functional. It's functional. Ideally not against Ragavan, but okay, there's no Ragavan. If there was a Ragavan and I didn't draw an untapped source for this, it'd be in a bit of a bind. I'm gonna do this. I could try to top deck an untapped source. It just doesn't. Just keep to the same idea here. Well, as more time goes on, the harder it is to deviate from doing the best thing, because the best thing only gets better. Unfortunately. I mean, I like playing green, don't get me wrong. You know me. But, I mean, damn. I mean, at least spice it up a little bit. At least give me some other opponents to play against sometimes. Doesn't matter if I'm winning or losing, I just want to do literally anything else. Sometimes. Okay, next turn looks good if they don't have some kind of thing to impede me. So... They do not control a dinosaur. Oh, they will control a dinosaur. Alright. I mean, all their deck is the exact same. It doesn't matter that specifically these two, but... You know, all of the cards in this deck are exactly the same. So, I need like 3 turns. Well, what does full speed do? What does max speed do? Why do I care about max speed? Death touch? I don't care about max speed. Let's do this. Opponent apparently has Solitude. Is that what this is? They have Solitude on top of everything? It looks like they got... I think the only thing they could have is Solitude. There, right? Oh, it could be the black or white flare as well, actually. Could be one of the flares. Get a white here? I don't think it really matters, but yeah, white's fine. The plus of each creature? That's just when this attacks. Yeah, that's just when this attacks. The speed thing's not doing anything. Not anything relevant. I mean, I take, what, 1 extra damage from it? 2 extra damage? That part doesn't matter to me. Yeah, okay, it could be Flare, but it still also could just be... whatchamacallit. I don't know what I could do here that matters. Okay, yeah, I take 3 extra damage from this. I don't have another line, and I don't even know if it's good enough. Yeah, now I just have to hope it's not Flare, and hope it's actually Solitude. Yep, that's actually just the only thing. Please be Solitude. Come on. Okay, alright. It actually is Solitude. I don't know if I would have Solituded that, but that's what my opponent did. Alright, are we still dead? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Not quite. They drew a land for the turn. Okay. I don't even know what I'm doing next turn, to be honest with you. Like, my next turn, it does, like, maybe can find another removal spell. Okay, wait, it's more damage than I thought. 6, 7, 8, 9. Alright, we are dead. Alright, I got it. I didn't actually account for that. I did not account for that. Alright. Got bludgeoned to death, but hey, it wasn't a green deck. I'll take it. I just wasn't prepared for it. Yeah, we can try sweepers, but I really don't have a lot of confidence. They don't do too much against the things that are trampling us anyways. They also don't do anything in games you just don't draw them, right? Like you have 5 sweepers in your spell in your deck, and you don't draw them in a particular situation. It's not really great. Okay, I think cog work is too slow. I think this is too slow. I think it's too slow. I also don't necessarily always have something in my graveyard for it. I don't have Faithless Looting. I don't like sacking my own in-play artifacts. Oswald still has combo outs, though. I like Mystic Forge. What was this? Okay, these haven't done anything. I don't like Fountain Port. I still don't like Fountain Port. I'm gonna take that out. Technically, Platinum Angel can save me against some things, but it doesn't save me indefinitely. It is funny when it works. Say it's somewhat possible. I'm going to take out Brass's Bounty too. When I go to cast it, I might have like 4 lands, 5 lands maybe. And that doesn't lead into a combo, really, so... Transmutation? Blood token, clue token, food, sack, 3 different names. I mean, I have treasure tokens, but no, that's definitely not. No. This is an artifact that deals with creatures. This actually doesn't kill Tifa. Oh, you're dead before you get to 5 mana against Tifa anyways. It wouldn't save me against Tifa. What's the white one? Or the other white one? This one? I'm not feeling sweepers, really. When this enters, all artifacts and creatures with 2 or less, which hits my own mana rocks, not ideal at all. Oh, it also hits my treasure token. Ooh. Okay, that hits all my stuff. Ooh. I did say chainsaw, which would be an out to a fair amount of the things that have happened. Kind of. So maybe chainsaw. Glasket was another one, which I'm not opposed to playing. Don't hate Glasket there. Glass casket, whatever. It's kind of cool to play this. I always thought this card was kind of neat. I thought it looked pretty cool. Synthesizer's funny. Mazemind's Tome. No. Might even get rid of more big expensive spells as they're not functioning too well. Well, that's not totally true. If it wasn't for like an ability, I can tutor this with Idyllic Tutor and Search for Glory, which is why I like it. Oh, I guess I could gamble for anything, but well, other than the 1 mana removal, there wasn't really anything until just now. Technically key to the archive. Technically. Stonewalling my opponent with Lom, that's removal. Ugh. Meteor Golem can be a sweeper. I just... Okay. What are the... I can tutor for this with Idyllic Tutor. This does shut down stuff like Tifa. Yeah, this just works, right? It's like a really annoying card for a lot of decks. I'm just not sold on sweepers, really, so... Humiliate, Reprobate, kind of the same. Okay, let's try that. Let's go this route. Again, I'm just not feeling the board wipes. What was my quest? I didn't even look. Okay. What was my quest? Oh, yeah, no, I can't cast Plunder against this deck. I'm on the play? Oh, there's no white mana. I don't think I survive, even if I... Yeah, it's just not gonna work. We'll get rid of the snare. No. Let's get rid of a land. I can function with 2 lands here. Name human. Okay, I will still disguise the cavern. This is creatures only, right? Yep. Alright. Play this, name human. Game, please. Play this. And pass. Okay. Chromox? I don't know what else makes sense. That doesn't tap for anything currently, but sure. That's just a bone saw. Uki. Let's play our commander and then do other stuff like this and this. I will deal with this Tezzeret. I'll deal with the Tezzeret. Alright, I don't have a hand for my commander, so I'm not upset if it dies. It's also my opponent's entire turn to maybe do as such. No such luck. I don't draw anything. I'm gonna keep charge countering this card. Okay, that was a massive draw. I'm gonna play that and blow up the Mox Amber. The off chance my opponent has less mana to play with, because the other cards, to me, don't matter in the slightest. Other than the One Ring, which I cannot blow up. Yeah, I don't care about the Ghost Vacuum. Maybe I could have cared, but... What are my 6-mana artifacts? Do I have any 6-mana artifacts? Does anyone know? I'm trying to think. I don't know if I actually do. For this. I don't have Kaimil. I'm gonna kick that. I probably should blow up the Ghost Vacuum so my opponent doesn't create infinite, like, or some kind of cityscape nonsense that I'd rather not see. Yeah, I don't know what my 6-mana artifacts are. Okay, they just didn't block. They could have simply blocked that. Interesting. I feel like maybe I would have done that. No 6s. Portable Hole, Exiles, nothing of consequence. I'm gonna keep the Humiliation. Alright, well, it's at 8 now, so... If any works for Kicker? Yep. Kicker is an additional cost being paid. Same with Entwine, like Tooth and Nail would be discounted. Okay, they just have the best card in their entire deck. Excellent. No recurring mana that isn't just artifact only colorless. So, fairly survivable. They're just untapping the ring and drawing cards, but that doesn't just automatically win because of the mana situation. They also need a way to stop the One Ring from killing them. Yeah, alright. Yeah, they just don't have mana rocks, which Tezzeret plays, I'm pretty sure, quite a fair amount of them. They could have found some to cast with this, and then we start to lose, but I guess they just didn't. And, yeah, the Mox Amber was kind of nuts. Nox Amber with 6 mana Commanders, I don't really advise that. Oh, well, at least Tezzeret, the other Tezzeret, kind of did something. That's neat. Huh. Alright. Weird game. That one. Could do this into... Oh, but I spend the treasure token. Yeah, never mind. I'll just play these two. Alright. Well, I have cards. In play. Pretty cool. Okay, let's play this. Kind of want to just play this, I guess. Okay. It's kind of exciting. That might be interesting too. Well, the Ominous Traveler is very scary, so hopefully they deem it necessary to interact with. Assuming my opponent has interaction. They do not have interaction. Alright, let's get rid of that land. Not a great chunk of cards there. Sure. Alright, well we have value, but it's not like it's a combo or anything. I also don't actually really have a good attack. Hey, Tovolar. Alright, attack got a little bit better. Actually, did it? I don't know. Toblerone is one. Look at all of this Innistrad value. Look at it all. Oh, wait, get rid of the mountain there. I think I'm going to hold on to the Traveler. Alright, we did it. That was not a combo at all. Actually, I was done. I was going right to combat. My opponent conceded it at the last moment. Now, I have a massive board presence, but it's not a large, scary chunk of cards, and I'm completely out of gas. If I only top deck lands and stuff, it's not looking too good for us, but I mean, yeah, we'll take that. I can swing for 8 right now. They could probably just block it. I don't know what this is doing once it's in play. It's pretty easy to just block it and cast like a board wipe or something. But if it has to be the werewolves or wolves, right? Which there are currently none in play. Can this generate any werewolves or wolves? I didn't choose any. Okay, there's 1, 2. That itself. It's a legendary, though. Alright, yeah, there's some werewolves and wolves. I didn't find any, really. Cool. Alright. If they didn't answer it next turn, we just do it again and again and again. So, suppose it worked out. Another weird game. Well, it's got cards in it. Oh. Okay. I'm a bit flabbergasted that just happened. I don't know what Tatyova's scared of. This is the best thing to do in the format, but okay. If you think the Sami matchup is bad, I only want to know what you think about, like, the other stuff. That's crazy. That's not the kind of commander I am ever auto-conceding to. Maybe they only play green players. They just refuse to play unless your opponent's green. This isn't really functional, unfortunately. It just looks really weird. Alright, this is functional. Oh, hey, it's the Infinite Guideline Station. That's neat. I didn't mentally register that. Affinity on the play? Yeah. Okay. Sure. Alright. At least one of us is confident. I'm just gonna pass, I guess. You know what? Probably should have played around Tail's End. Just crack the bauble. Oh. Well, the Kalane is kind of wild. That's kind of insane. Cool. Alright, we need something to do once we play all our cards here. I can vomit my whole hand into play. Okay. Okay, alright. We're gaming. Alright, I have to take a turn off here. Alright, gaming. That's not even true. If you untap with Tatyova, you're in a better position than me untapping with Sami. It's not even close. Okay, so they have 10 mana next turn. Excellent. Can I make things happen? Now is the time. And I want to say I can. Oh, wait, I don't need another black, so doop. Alright, what's the best card in my deck that wins? The One Ring? Oh, wait, no, I can just go to... Alright, never mind. We could have got the One Ring and started storming off, but there's no reason to. There's no reason to. Make sure I don't grab the chainsaw for no reason. That would be not very ideal. Alright, we did it. We did it with Key to the Archive. Look at that. Key to the Archive Paradox Engine. Always nice. Actually, I didn't even need to float mana the second time because we had a discount of 500,000. Yeah. My commander kind of had something to do with that, but again, if you're just Tatyova, none of that matters. Untapping with Tatyova is 10 times better than untapping with whatever I'm doing. I'm sorry you can't appreciate that, buddy. It's not even close. It's not even close. It's literally a league of its own. But that's fine. Commander didn't actually even really do all that much there except discount like mana rocks, which I could have just done a turn later. That was all just Paradox Engine. Kenrith. Oh wow. Oh boy. Well, it's not Golos. It's not Golos. I think I get rid of Esper Sentinel against Kenrith. Yeah. Makes sense to me. Okay. Well, yeah, this is why I have the Humiliation, I guess. Here. This can be red or white. I guess it'll be red. Yeah. There we go. Oh. Yep, think what you want, bro. You can think what you want. We all have takes. Just sometimes they're egregiously incorrect. We could keep this. Well, I don't have to exile it right now, actually. It's like, it depends what my opponent does next turn. That, unfortunately, can't be stopped. Oh, wait. Okay, I can at least make it so they don't get anything good. Alright, they exiled it for me. Look at that. Okay. Alright, Lightning Bolt, huge. It looks like the Humiliation was just massive. 1, 2, yeah, I can't. Alright, I can't do anything. I could gamble off the top randomly, but that doesn't seem like something I want to do, so. I'd rather just do this. Oh, my opponent actually did have a land. Huh. That's weird. Tapped. I don't want to draw that. I definitely don't want to draw that. Ancient Tomb is a little bit better. Okay, I can just slip right past that. So I don't need my commander. Because of that, I can cast it. Because I don't need it. Oh, we got the treasure token spent. Okay, so it was more than worth it to cast it there. That's nice. And pass. Sure. Sure. I think I want to draw Inventor's Fair. Yeah. I want to draw that. I feel like my commander's not going to survive this turn. Okay, well, it wasn't doing anything anyways, I guess. Alright, well, I'm going to hide behind Inventor's Fair. That is correct, Hyrule. And it's because Tatyova can get to that point faster. That is correct. We can move on now. You can LARP about your opinions somewhere else. I don't, it's fine. You can have your weird takes somewhere else. It's not rocket science. Okay. If they cast a... Oh no, they can't... Okay, even if they do flip it, it doesn't instantly win. Specifically one of each color. Can I even find a relevant artifact now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't think I can. Alright, I'm kind of over it. That's kind of dumb. 5 kill a good stuff pile. I mean, at least it wasn't Golos in the command zone, but that's not. The Humiliate was super useful on the Delighted Halfling. If I could have stopped the Ragavan for another turn... No, still not doing anything, right? I did get the treasure token. No, there was nothing I could have done. It's ridiculous. Ridiculous. The Mystic Forge is definitely on the lighter end of outs. Though it's not like I'm running 99 cards for it or anything. Okay. Sure. That's slightly better than this. That's a profoundly good card here. Well, they're really dedicated in doing anything that doesn't involve killing my commander, so I'll try to cast it here. Looks like that is what happens. Can you do this whenever you want? Okay. This doesn't stop the Fanatic from being a turn. I'm more convinced that this is the right thing to do here. Yeah, alright. It probably doesn't matter which one I do, but I would probably play the one that just kills my opponent's cards so I don't lose to, like, Beseiju or whatever, and they just have a bunch of mana because they just simply Beseju'd me. Whereas if they Beseju this, I can do something. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. We effectively, that game, actually just played the Hedron Archive. That game, we just played our commander as a 6-mana, whatever the triple Hedron Archive is. It costs 6 mana. It's exactly the same as that. That's funny. Except it costs colored mana. Okay. I like seeing all the guideline stations. That's kind of cool. That's neat. We like these. There's a chance Chainsaw's good, but Buried Treasure's also good. Buried Treasure is definitely temporary. I'm gonna just keep the Chainsaw. Actually, I could just get rid of Traveler. What am I talking about? I don't think this is the kind of game where I need, like, a bazillion value-ness from it. Yeah, we cast it. Don't know why I wouldn't. Had a lapse of thinking for a second there. Well, there goes the Chainsaw. No surprise there, I guess. Yeah, we're gonna crack the... Oof. Do we? Yeah. I should probably play my 4-mana card. I should probably tap it. If I sack this for 0... Right. I guess it doesn't really matter. Well, we can see the the colossal difference between this costing 1 and 2. Like, it's immeasurably... It's just massive. Alright, so we can play... this... Chainsaw not looking too useful right now. Okay. This is sort of a must-answer threat. I think I would prefer to just really stick mana that stays in play, though. I think I would rather do that, yeah. In this exact spot, I would rather have more mana. Let's do red or white. White is fine. I think either's fine, though. One, two, three. So I can cast this, and then what? Not really do much. I guess I'll cast it. I can't... Let's see, if I do that, I have 3 artifacts. Okay, I can get 4. I could get the One Ring and tap it. I could get... Because I don't know what's going on from the opponent's side, I'm just going to play it safe. Like, they could do all sorts of bad things to my face. So, let's just not have them do that. And there's no reason to tap the ring now. But I could have went for Godo immediately, essentially. Alright, there's a chance it would have worked out. But there's no way of knowing that. It's a 5-color deck. It can sort of do anything. Sure. Are we mass stationing? Alright. Huge. Do I get rid of the treasure token? I don't think I need it, so yeah. I mean, one would argue cards are just better all the time anyways. Alright, so a bunch of mana sources. Is it... It's spells. This is an ability. Okay. Start here. Let's see if we... Wait. Here? Okay, I didn't actually... This wasn't on my mind as the out. I didn't... Thankfully I saw it, but... I wasn't on my mind there when I did the thing I did. Alright, yeah, there's... I think this is the... You just win the game spot. I'm not sure if... Yeah, okay, I did not grab this with the idea of Oswald surviving and sacking a 4 to find this. It wasn't part of my mind, but fortunately I went that route, and that route was definitely just better than windmilling or trying to Godo, because, again, this is a 5-color deck. It can do anything it wants. Sylvan Caryatid's kind of cool. It's been a while since I've seen this one. It has been a while, but people really like this one, so it would make sense that you probably play the one that dies even less. It's not like you care that this is a 2-1 90% of the time. Although this one can maybe trade with Tifa if it's not lethal. I guess. I don't know. I don't know if that matters. Could just play both like my opponent. Oh, I can. The name of that card confused me. I still like Underworld Breach. It hasn't done anything yet, though. Doesn't take much, though. We've done ominous nonsense. We haven't done big spender nonsense, though. Aura or equipment? What would Ranger Captain do? Is it a rare now? No, it's still a mythic. Rip. It's ones, right? I can't even read this. Can't even read that. Whatever. No, I don't really have any crazy stuff to do there. Settle is funny as a way to stop Tifa, because it doesn't target Tifa, which is, you know, why it's potentially interesting. No, it doesn't do anything. Man. Oh, if this commander had black in it. Oh. Thalia's Lancers. So with our commander it costs 2. And then it's essentially just like a jank version of Demonic Tutor. Just for legendaries. I mean, this works as another one. It seems like the tutors have been panning out quite well. I mean, without my commander, this is awful. Ooh. I don't know. Maybe it could just be a mana rock. This is interesting, though. This is what white has to do to mimic green. That's funny. Alright, yeah. Thought maybe I could find another tutor. That was not gonna happen. Well, on the bright side, it's okay. So far. It's not straight up, like, unplayable. So that's cool. I would have needed convincing of that. 1, 2, and then nothing? Yeah, we just sort of do nothing after that. Okay. Still the same situation, but I'm not gonna mulligan this. The creature type doesn't really matter in this matchup. Always send a message. Play the cliff top retreat. Always play it first. Just do it. You gotta hide the fact that you have Chain of the Rocks. Oh, wow. Okay. Sure. This does... This has the... Whenever landfall... Yeah, alright. This has the ability, so you can't Heliod's Pilgrim here. But I suppose... I'm going to cast it anyways to stop that from being spammed. Probably a good idea. Opponent seems interested in accomplishing said feat, so you can have your measly little 1/1s. What does this do? This kills my mana dork. Alright, sure. I think I do big score away anything that isn't this, because this is a genuine out to this strategy here, so I'm not going to try to lose my land drop for the turn either. I mean, the next land is also valuable, so even if I do draw more lands, it's not like I'm not using them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wow, I actually just have it next turn. Okay. It is in the perfect colors to deal with it, but if they don't deal with it, it's quite the issue. This could get one of like 5 different things here. Oh. Okay. Sure. That doesn't even stop my commander from being cast for the turn. That's kind of a weird line. I feel like I would not take that line just to kill a mana dork. Oh, okay. So... Ooh. Yeah, we get rid of Engineer. Kind of over that. The Lightning Bolt could stop my opponent's commander if they go crazy this turn, which I don't think is very likely at all, but I mean, you know. Alright, we've seen this before. Unfortunately, due to layering, I think that keeps everything as a 2/2. I'm not going to tap the Ancient Tomb. Yeah, it keeps everything as a 2/2, which is kind of an issue. I have to Lightning Bolt something here. Yeah, I definitely have to Lightning Bolt here. Or deal with this Mirari's Wake in some weird way. Actually, lightning bolting anything is the same. I'll just kill the one that can't get reanimated later. That might matter. But they're all effectively the same. They don't have text on them. If this is blown up, I'm losing anyways, so... What are my outs? I have outs. They exist. Not a lot of them, though. That is not one of them. Yeah, alright. One blocker, which probably doesn't even block because they have removal. And this doesn't do anything. Dang it. Yep, not fast enough. It's not fast enough. If they didn't have the Mirari's Wake, though, that was still beatable. The doubling of the size of them is very scary. They go from, like, being okay and measly annoying 1/1s to can kill you very quickly, so... Yeah, just too many 2/2s. This Mirari's Wake was too much. It's always good against it as well. It's not like playing it after or before would matter. It's just always good against the Splendor. I could have drawn, like... there was an O-Ring in my deck, you know? A single removal spell doesn't... Ooh. Okay, gamble? I don't think there's a turn 1 gamble. I don't... Yeah, I don't think so, because if I gamble away the Mirror Convert... Oh boy. Oh, well, I mean, sure. It's just not a mana rock. Gamble for a mana rock, right? I mean, yeah. Yeah. That's the name of the game. I can gamble for a 4-mana one, and it can easily be a tapped one. So this could maybe find something that matters. Okay, rip. Lost it. It's been a while since Gamble lost the card I tutored for. It's actually, I was kind of overdue for it. It has actually been a while. Now I'm not really doing anything. I can't get rid of the Power Stone, so the game is over. Cool. Alright, well, the name of the game was Mana. My opponent killed my mana, and I discarded my other mana, so the game is over. All about mana. Neither of us were green, but still mana. Mana, 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 mana. Rest in Peace doesn't stop Garuda. Is something to gamble for. You would think it stops Garuda, but it doesn't. Okay. Hopefully I don't have to get Sacred Foundry with this. But it doesn't look like I do. Oh, Sacred Foundry untapped, rather. I have yet to do this today, with Ancient Tomb into the rock. Okay, well, they deliberated for quite a while there. Maybe a good sign? I feel like if there's any kind of 1 mana spell, it's sort of an auto keep, so maybe they had top decked it, I don't know. Alright. I don't know why this requires any sort of brain power. But it did. So, do I stop this? Do I stop this? I think I'm pulling ahead faster by just ignoring it because of Ancient Tomb. So they can have it. I can also just wipe out the commander if that's what they do for the turn. And they also need a red source for that to happen. But 1 into 3 is how my opponent catches back up. And it can't be this to catch back up, per se. Alright, so we're looking egregiously good. So we can cast this. Yep, I mean, this is the power of Ancient Tomb. Utterly ridiculous. Let's do this, do that. Plunderer. Might just have to cast it? I'm gonna get rid of their commander. I will play this. It's free right now. It can matter with the loss of my commander in some form. It's a question if I play this. I really do not want to give my opponent treasure tokens here. I think the game has passed the point of that mattering, that I get any. Yeah. Yeah. It's past the point of this mattering. It definitely feels worse than Ragavan in this very specific moment, which is kind of funny. Yeah, we're not going to cast it. You rarely draw your mana rocks no matter how many times you play? That's funny. Well, sometimes you get there. Maybe I should play this. No, I'm not playing it. Wait, what happened? Oh, fetch land. Wait, did they do that in the right order? Thinking's for other people. Could have killed the Chocobo. It also doesn't really matter. Yeah, it doesn't matter. I mean, this is all Ancient Tomb. That's all that game was Ancient Tomb Rampant Growth turn 1. And then it doesn't even matter what your commander is or your strategy. You're just so vastly far ahead because of this, you can then do whatever you want, right? It did not have to be this or that. And how much mana did I have? Did I even need my commander? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I did not need my commander to cast this. 1, 2, here, there, that. Untap that, that. Yeah, I didn't even need my commander to cast this. Yeah, just Ancient Tombs. Completely disgusting. Ancient Tomb nullifies not only your opponent's strategies, but your own as well. Alright, that was not a good look for that 1-drop, or 2-drop there. It was not a good look for it. Yeah, symmetrical effects, I know it deals damage. I don't think we're about this. It generates artifacts, which hasn't mattered, I don't know. I would rather it be anything else most of the time, even on turn 2. Yeah. It's also slow to accomplish its task, and what it accomplishes is kind of temporary. And I'm not punishing my opponent for having a bunch of artifacts ever with it, really. So I'll just try some other card. This is technically a protection spell and a sweeper at the same time. I don't know. Let's just put one in, see what happens. There will be games where Final Showdown actually matters. It's a modal thing. It could actually do stuff. I don't feel like looking for a different card right now. It's a May ability? Oh, sure, yeah, okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. I know I have outs, though, to not put it in play. I have looting effects that would make me want to keep it in my hand. So, on the off chance I draw those. I think it's worth just staying in hand. I'm not... Well, it certainly didn't matter. Anyways, like the damage output it brings. Alright, it wasn't Ragavan, so... Shock or Lightning Bolt or something? Fortunately, we have the answer to that in the form of not having a creature turn 1. It could be a Mox as well. They passed pretty quickly on my turn, so I'm back on it being probably some kind of box. Okay, so always play this. I'm gonna play the permanent mana sources instead of the like treasure temporary things. This also looks like the mana version of this and not the bludgeon your opponent to death with a bunch of smaller creatures. One. Opponent forgot 3 turns in a row. They have priority with a weird spell. Oh no, there's actually something. There is. Okay, what do we gamble for? It's been a while since I've seen someone else play gamble. What do you gamble for? Ragavan? They got rid of Brotherhood's End. I can't imagine... Oh, opponent discarded their gamble card? They discarded their gamble card? Oh no. But wait a minute. You got a card that blows up your own stuff. That's a symmetrical effect. Like, let's say you gambled for this, which presumably they did, because they instantly conceded. They would have lost gamble, lost the random card it discarded, so you went down 2 cards there, and then you would blow up these 2. So you would, like, 1, this wasn't discarded, something else, and then this is cast. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just to blow these 2 up. And they couldn't even do it this turn either. And I don't think I was going to have anything else get blown up by it, except maybe treasure tokens. Because they gambled, I don't really know what I would do. I could just play my commander this turn, because if it died, I wouldn't really care, and it would force my opponent to kill it. So, yeah, I probably would just do that, but there's an argument that both of these are good. I don't know. That's funny, though. Well, I guess we're back to never seeing anyone cast gamble again, because first time I saw someone gamble and lose, you know, feels bad. I got it! Look at that, I got it. This goes right into the land destruction deck that we played the other day. That is really funny. That's actually hilarious. That is actually hilarious. Wow. Goes right in there. Doesn't make the deck any better, but, you know, it is one of the things I would put in it. It's a day late and $1 short, though. I can't exactly get it to, yeah. Okay, this is Chromox into Stone Cold Nothing unless Search for Glory gets Celestius, which is just not what I want to do, so I'm not going to keep that. This is doing nothing. What about this? I mean, it's got Ancient Tomb. Get rid of Glass Casket. I think because we're on 6, I'm going to gamble and get rid of a land. Alright, it paid off as much as it did. Let's not play Ancient Tomb turn 1. Hardly any major reason to do as such. Though they could have discard spells. We didn't see a turn 1 discard. Oh, this was tapped. Right. Alright, yeah, no. Just because... Oh, wait, no, what am I talking about? You can't discard lands. Jeez. I'm sitting here trying to protect my unanswerable permanent. Alright, what did they do? They milled stuff, and then they got Troll. Okay, that's a Town Greeter. Sure. Probably need to Besage Ancient Tomb, which doesn't really... Besaging Ancient Tomb is not really an optimal answer, or a feels good answer ever. So if I do this... I don't think I have to cast whatever I find here, so I'll just do whatever I want. Chain to the Rocks, Pilgrim... I think we could just take Splendor. I don't really like any of my other options here. Yeah, I'll just take this as a thing that can actually do something later. Let's just do that. I'm sniffing out a Beseiju on the Ancient Tomb. And yeah, I go down a mana for it, but still. Probably has to kind of spend a whole turn doing that. But it could work out here. It could work out here. Again, if I had other awesome options, I would have taken them. Okay, they need to blow up my thing now. They did not. They really wanted to blow this up immediately. That was something I would not have done. There's a pretty good chance, though, that this hand doesn't make it. But we'll see. As it stands, it's not looking great. And again, the tutor is not... My tutor options are not great, so... Yeah, they should have done this. If you were going to do it, you should have done it earlier. But, I mean, everything can just fall apart immediately here. It looks like they're not even going to entertain the Beseiju idea anyways. So that's kind of neat. Bloodghast, sure. Flying Bloodghast. That's kind of cool looking. I don't have any artifacts. Wait, what does this do? It just is that. Alright. Let's... Glass Casket? Yeah. Mainly because it's an artifact to put into play. And I don't want to lose to a 9 power 2-drop. Alright, well, we have a protection spell up for the first time in human history. That's pretty cool. We'll see if it does anything, but it's there. I am posing some amount of significant damage. This might be the best showdown ever. We'll see. That's not indestructible, is it? Nope. Chain to the Rocks. Alright, I cannot afford, nor am I interested in playing around my opponent's final card. Oh, I can't destroy all creatures, I need a white source. Okay, tragic. We go a different line then? That is tragic. Super tragic. Alright. Gotta play it slow. Let's chain to the rocks the Overlord? Heliod, Spaghetti, Sidisi. And this gives them difficult decisions with Beseiju. Because they can only do one. Which probably still is the Chain to the Rocks. Right. Yeah, it gets immediate value, and that value is arguably ideal, so... If they do Beseiju... This is 14. Oh, God. Can they give it haste? Okay, no. If they did Beseiju, though, we were kind of happy, because we would have got a land, right? Yeah, we would have got a land. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Oh, it's not a white source. God. Alright, so now I have to lose my showdown. Right, I just have to... Yep, I have to do this. I have to, so... That and that. I have to do this. Do you think they're just holding the Beseiju for the Splendor? Because I feel like that might not be a good idea. This is the first time I have ever seen this flip. In fact, it's the first time my opponent's ever seen it flip. They're reading it. That is really funny. So that most assuredly makes me lose, right? What do we have in here that just does it? They have the Naturalize that does it. Oh, they got a whole bunch of stuff that does it. Oh, I'm also just almost completely dead. Alright, yeah, we're just done. That's funny. They flipped a card and they're like, wait, what does it do? They flipped the this thing. Like, wait a minute. Yeah, it's got a backside? Yeah, it's probably the first time they've seen it. It takes 700 years to flip it, so that doesn't surprise me, but... Rip. If I drew a white source, we were in it. We were in it. If the white source was drawn, we had a game still. If the white source was drawn, we had a game still. Yeah, that sucks. I could maybe balance out the basics a bit more. I did add some double white. Oh, maybe just one double white. Yeah. No, I added two because technically the showdown is as well. Yeah, we could maybe bounce it further. I don't need double red except this one card, so it's not too big of a deal. Yeah, I have way more double white. It's cool that the red and white are close together. It didn't lean heavy in any one direction. But I think I've had my fill of this, yeah. I can't imagine I'll play more games and see new things happen. Alright, yeah, we're done here. Okay. So this is better than I thought it would be, honestly. But you still have to, like, cast it and it has to live, you know. Sometimes when you cast it, in the turn you cast it, you can then still do stuff, right? And that is very significant. But it doesn't happen that often. But it can happen. If you are running a ton of 2-mana artifacts that, like, draw. Every time you cast it, it draws a card, like Ichor Wellspring and the other 75 things that are like that card. Prismatic, whatever, and just whatnot. You can cycle through your deck a lot. And that might just be better than some of these treasure things I'm doing. Or about the same. Like, these draw more cards, they leave behind mana. With your commander, they're extremely cheap to cast anyways. But the 2-mana spam artifacts could, you know, get you somewhere. But you also, without your commander, have a deck full of these things, right? And they don't do that much without your commander. And your deck as a whole is just weaker when you don't have it. And I don't think that's a great idea. But when you do have it, you'll kind of always have something to do with it, which is cycling a bunch of artifacts. And I don't know what the end result of all that is other than, like, colorless massive threats. So if you played this with all the Eldrazi, which I ended up taking out, you could get somewhere. Like, you suddenly find Ujin in that pile of 2-mana draw card stuff, and then you find, you know, Summon Bahamut or one of the Eldrazi, then all of that 2-mana cycling did something. But outside of that line, I can't really say that's something I'm really excited to do with this, and I don't know. I think in the mirror that I was playing, my opponent was kind of trying to do that, it seemed like, but it ended up just being the One Ring anyways, so who really knew? They also drew a lot more than one card off the One Ring, and did not chain spam 2-mana artifacts, actually, so that might not even be true. I don't know if that's what they were trying to do, and it didn't seem like that was a good line to take with this commander, so I can't recommend that version of it, but if it gets you somewhere and you feel good about it, you know, congratulations. You just played a bunch of 2-mana artifacts, and you could also play 3 or 4-mana artifacts as well, ideally drawing cards each time with some kind of thing. On top of this, you can have the, like, all the, whenever an artifact enters, deal damage cards, like, I mean, I can't, is this one? Yeah, like, you could play stuff like this, and then you play your commander, and do that, but this is a lot of damage it's asking to be significant. You can't just do 15 damage. I know that sounds like a lot of damage. Like, what do you mean just 15? You can't just do 15 damage and then pass the turn. You have a bunch of artifacts that aren't really doing anything. They have just been 1 mana cyclers or 0 mana cyclers. This showed up at some point, or one of these effects showed up, and then you know, pass back because you didn't do 25. That doesn't seem ideal. You could have Grape Shot. I did actually start this deck with Grape Shot. I don't think I actually played any games with it, but it was one of the first cards I went to when I was making this, so maybe there's that kind of idea where you storm into Grape Shot with a bunch of cycling artifacts. But again, I mean, if you weren't all in already, you are even more all in on that style, and you're just as vulnerable to removal and whatnot. Those artifacts also don't necessarily help you recast your commander if it dies. So, whereas this variant you can actually cast your commander 2 or 3 times. If Portal has resolved and the game continued, you can have it come back that way as well. So I just like this a bit more. It's also nice to have some kind of big immediate win condition, right? Like, not simply just drawing 2 mana artifacts and doing nothing. Most of this situation involves you not finding any mana to do anything with. You tap out for your commander, and then you're just cycling artifacts that don't generate mana, right? You can't exactly have... Like, you can draw a mana rock, right? But then that card doesn't draw the next card, but now you have mana, so maybe you can still do something that way. The crew equip is still something you have to do if you cast Godo at 1 mana. You still have to invest mana into the equip 5 here, so that's not like an out in this chaining of artifact scenario. Paradox Engine with kind of anything is busted, right? Doesn't need much explaining there. I didn't feel too bad about playing Palladium Mirror. I think I'm back on this card. It is definitely a lightning rod. Your opponent's going to look at it and be like, well, I kind of need to kill this if I can, so it might stop your opponent from doing whatever it is they aimed to do had you not played this. But that's not always true, right? There's stuff like Tifa. We saw a mountain of Tifas. They don't care at all at what I do. I think there was a game I killed Tifa twice and still lost to it, right? You know, you have to play against the format. It doesn't just wait for you to do your thing. And just like yesterday, there was a massive wall of green. It got better in the later half, but there was just a wall of green stuff, and it was like half of it was on the play with a 1-drop. If I don't have my lightning bolt or something like that, I might as well move on, because it's just too fast for this. The same logic applies to your own Ancient Tomb, right? If you have Ancient Tomb into Arcane Signet, it doesn't really matter what you're doing, right? You can do that in any deck, and your chances of winning have basically skyrocketed to like 85%, maybe even higher. So, you know, there was also games, I'll say that too, there's also games where this specifically was basically the same as this. There were a fair amount of games where I just played it, and it was essentially this exact card. I played it at 6 mana, and it just generated 3 mana. Sometimes I could use it in the turn I played it, just like you could with this, right? It's kind of the same logic there. And sometimes it was the next turn where the 3 mana was relevant as well. So this is as close as it feels to where the strategy was that I was doing, with some explosive potential, obviously. I can still explode and win, just like any other explosive untapped commander, right? Particularly the green ones. Your commander is essentially a must-answer threat, which is a good sign, right? If they don't have it, you get away with anything. You can't get away with everything, actually, because it's not simply all your spells and lands. right? If you have lands that care about it, like Tatyova or Loot or Flubs, both Loots actually, even Emoti actually, they can utilize the mana that like the lands they play on top of the spells. Where if you're just drawing lands with your chaining of anything, you don't exploit your lands. You only exploit your spells. So there's a chunk of your deck that doesn't, help you in that way. You also don't thin yourself. Like, it would feel excellent to play a 1-mana Cultivate with this instead of a Mana Rock, kind of, right? You just pulling lands out of your deck is quite valuable, especially if you have anything that would really care about them. You're just not green, right? That's just kind of the point I'm trying to make here. But Dreamstone Hedron could probably just be in the deck. You just put it in here, honestly. I mean, it, again, kind of felt like it was sometimes, maybe about half the time. I'd have to really go back and look, but it felt like this was actually just my commander. It's kind of cool. I don't hate that. I mean, this can get... It has a good Cavernous Souls creature type on it, a human, so you can go some kind of human route. It having double strike is pretty valuable if you have to pass and this doesn't die, so you can have some kind of defensive option against whatever your opponent might be doing. You can sort of pressure a Planeswalker, maybe. Not realistically, but it's something that's on the table because it is a 4/4 double strike. Vigilance means every time you can swing, I guess you should. But I didn't rack up any crazy amount of damage because of that, right? If I was running a bunch of protection spells, or like I saw Swiftfoot Boots and stuff like that, you have to, play them, put them on this, and still do something, right? The protection spells, if they're only keeping this around, those are cards that don't do anything until this is around. So you have all these, like, whatever kind of spells in your deck that can only be exploited with your commander. So I just didn't really feel like that made a lot of sense. Because it's hard to make room for those on top of still proceeding to win. You can't just draw, like, 3 protection spells and then you look like you're... Like, why aren't you just playing Feather? You just play Feather instead of trying to ruthlessly defend your 6-mana artifact, or a creature, not artifact. You can play this later. You can play it in turns where you don't immediately win. You play it later with a protection spell left up, but you've slowed yourself down just for a protection spell, which also slows you down. And if it's a counter spell that you're dealing with, then you didn't really have any way to get around that anyways. But I like the option to untap with this and win, right? That was the thing that was upfront about it that I liked, and the additional benefit of sometimes you play it and you immediately scare your opponent by doing something else right after in the same turn. That didn't happen too much, but it can. The End Stone is funny with this commander. It does not take much for you to win off of this, but with the assistance of Paradox Engine, it doesn't take much to win with anything. The combos outside of, like, Paradox Engine and Godo felt questionable, maybe? I don't know if we consider Overwhelming Splendor a combo, but, Lamb is another one that is essentially a combo. You just play it in any amount of artifacts, you become lethal. Oswald as a combo enabler is just nice. The Tutors as combo enablers is nice. Oh, there was another one. Not Liliana, it was Thalia's Spaghetti. This thing. With your commander in play, this is essentially a 2-mana tutor for one of your legendary combos, right? That is kind of okay. We were already playing that effect in some sense, right? This is very difficult, if not outright kind of impossible to cast unless your commander's in play, because if this is the only thing you were doing for the turn at 5 mana, you're probably losing, right? The format's not going to just let you tap 5 to play this and then do something after. I mean, it can. That is a thing that can happen, but it's not realistic. Not going to happen, right? Most of the games, that's not. Whereas, like, you can play the Idyllic Tutor or the Search for Glory right, on turn 3 or whatever, and still do stuff after or whatever. But like this at 5 is asking for a lot. But if your commander's in play, this is another line that you can add to your deck that could find Godo, Paradox Engine, the One Ring, Lam even, Oswald if you wanted to use Oswald to then later get Paradox Engine anyways. I don't know how you do that, but yeah, this is another option to have, and I think it's somewhat viable. But the big spender combo never came up. This is one of the combos that does require a bit more to get to the point it's trying to get to. It requires an entirely another card in the form of this one, and it also requires your commander with other stuff. Like, it just requires a lot, and no surprise, I don't think I ever... Yeah, I never actually did this with the munitions. I did, however, get an Ominous Was it Ominous Traveler? Can't remember the name of it. Where is it? Yeah, Ominous Traveler. This was kind of funny. I was able to explode with this without Paradox Engine or Infinite Mana. I was actually just doing this 4-5 times in any one turn, and the time I did that, my opponent was over it. I don't generate the scariest threats out of it, but if they don't have an answer to it, I'm going to continuously flood the board with a bunch of creatures. And if you do have Paradox Engine mana rocks of some degree, it does actually go infinite. It's very slow, but it can get there. So yeah, it's a scary thing. It's very scary if you untap with it, and sometimes scary in the same turn you cast it, I suppose. But yeah, you can probably experiment with the mana rock one that costs, or the 2 mana wall artifact one, and maybe get something done with high rolling into Eldrazi or something like that. But it does make your deck in the intermediate way weaker, so it's very questionable. But it's cool. I like it. It is successful. That's what it's trying to do more than I thought it could be, and that's nice. That's nice. I played against... I don't think I played against any jank. It was all just the typical stuff you'd see, right? All the same 20 or 25 or so commanders you see all the time. I don't think I was in some kind of low bracket or anything like that. So that was a little unfortunate. Tifa's just completely trampled me. Totally trampled me. But alright, that's all I have for you. So let me know what you thought about it. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.